Hello, and welcome back to our weekly portion. I apologize for my long absence, and frankly, I did not plan to go back to this project just yet, but a recent event that caught my attention has reminded me of a subject that I wanted to discuss in this coming portion. I'm referring to the latest lynch by Jewish settlers in the occupied territories that took place in the settlement of Anatot. What happened was that a few dozens of leftist activists went to protest in Anatot because of an earlier lynch the same day. And as one can expect when one trespasses into the territory of a pack of baboons or chimpanzees, the activists were violently attacked and ended up in the hospital with various broken bones and teeth and the likes. Now, so far nothing interesting. Leftists went looking for trouble, leftists found them. And well, one could argue that the freedom of speech and the freedom of protest means that these activists should have been able to demonstrate wherever they want. But unfortunately, the only one who can enforce these kind of freedoms is the police. And it just so happens that most of the people living in Anatot are members of the Israeli police force. And so the activists have found themselves in the unfortunate situation of getting beat up by off-duty police, while the on-duty police was doing its best to stay out of the way. But why am I boring you with this story that was almost entirely ignored by the media in Israel? Well, as I said, there was one aspect of this lynch that caught my attention, and I'm referring to the genuine concern expressed by the baboons from Anatot with regard to the potential sexual activity of the leftist women. And not only by the male baboons, by the way. While the males were offering their sexual services to the leftist women, and at least in one occasion even tearing the clothes off of one activist and leaving her half naked, the female baboons were cheering along for their males and encouraging them to give the leftist women what they deserve. And as we all know, any Jewish woman deserves no less than a Jewish penis, and they shouldn't settle for less. And some of you may remember a similar preoccupation that was expressed about a year ago in what some have referred to as the vagina demonstrations, and also in various public letters written and signed by Jewish rabbis and rabbi wives. And some attributed their concern to the abusiveness of Arab men towards women. But I think that after the baboons from Anatot have so kindly demonstrated that purebred Jews have no problem with beating up a woman into a pulp, this becomes a somewhat less convincing argument. So I find that the main issue here is the purity of the race itself. And that is why I would like to point out to the baboons from Anatot and other kind souls like them that, at least from a religious point of view, their concern is somewhat misguided. And this brings us back to our current portion, which touches on the subject. Now, most people overlook this part of the portion because it is so packed with other interesting events. We have Moses, who goes up to the mountain to receive the stone tablets, and in the meantime his brother Aaron readily agrees to build another god for the Israelites. I guess it doesn't really matter which god you serve as long as you are entitled to a handsome part of the offerings. And when Moses comes back from the mountain and is obviously furious, then Aaron quickly turns around and blames pretty much anyone and everyone except from himself. I guess in some ways not much has changed in politics in the last 3,000 years. But Moses forgives his brother, obviously. What is he going to do? Kill his own brother? Of course not. Instead, he sends his Revolution Guard Corps to kill their brothers and their friends, and about 3,000 people are slaughtered that day. So really a lot of interesting events in this portion, but what I would like to focus on is what happened at the top of the mountain between God and Moses. Now, contrary to popular belief, the stone tablets that Moses received on the mountain were not engraved with the Ten Commandments, at least not according to this portion. Rather, these tablets of the covenant are, as their name suggests, a document stating the alliance between God and his chosen people. God will help the Israelites conquer the land of Canaan from the unfortunate tribes who inhabit it, and in return the Israelites will build up his ego. And never mind the exact details of all the servile flattery and burnt animal corpses which are involved in this process, I would like to draw your attention to the part where God warns the Israelite men not to take wives from foreign tribes, so these wives will not lead them astray from his path. So apparently it's the male genitalia that are supposed to stay within the tribe and not the female ones. And this is why I would like to take this opportunity and address the baboons from Anatot and the other concerned parties like them who are obsessing with the sexual activity of Jewish women, and encourage them to start obsessing with the sexual activity of Jewish men, because apparently when a man falls in love with a seductive Arab woman, he is practically sawing off a branch of the great Jewish family tree with his own testicles. It's almost as if he opened a mini concentration camp in the basement of his own house and gassed to death all the future purebred Jewish offsprings that he might have had. So spawning little mudbloods, if I may use the terminology of Harry Potter, instead of purebred Jews, this is the true danger to our sacred nation. This is the silent holocost of our time that threatens to exterminate our holy people. And that is why I would like to call out to the baboons from Anatot and others like them to, first of all, stay away from these beautiful Arab women, and take your knives, take your stones, take your pipes, and go fight off this true danger to our people. And may the force be with you.